So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream. And today I brought two big news, okay? We will talk about today first why you should consider buying the dip, specifically at our favorite stock on the stock market, Virgin Galactic. And second, we will discuss why the stock is up today, almost 5%, right? Now it's about 3%, cooled a little bit down. But yeah, we have another test flight of the White Knight 2, which we will look into it. And absolutely, proof of concept, actually what I, keep on discussing here, guys, with you. As soon as we have those news about test flights going on, we will see some big updates, okay? Big gains on the stock itself. Okay, so let's welcome a couple of people here in the live chat, because we have so many people here already watching, so I want to welcome them all right? So we will talk about the following. So we will welcome Boston, California, Canada, London, Italy, kitchen table, toilet in the Netherlands, Hungary, we have Texas, Toronto, Vancouver. We have people wondering if I was on the toilet or in space, because the stream was a little bit later today. Then we have Punani Town, we have Belgium, Mexico City, we have again Mexico City, then we have Portugal, Kazakhstan. We want to be in Stockholm, Texas, Russia, Punani Island, Kazakhstan, Connecticut, Germany, North Carolina, Mexico, Lithuania, Holland, Russia, and New Mexico as well, New Jersey. So absolutely amazing, guys. Okay, let's talk about that. And I prepared something for today. When I try to get some wisdom on the stock market, I'm looking into people that already there where I want to be, or that made it already, or that absolutely crashed it and became super successful. So one of these persons is Peter Lynch. Peter Lynch, for those who don't know, was very let's say successful. Let me pull him out. So maybe some people don't know him, so let's put him out here real quick. So Peter Lynch, born 1944, is an American investor, mutual fund manager, and philanthropist. As a manager of Magellan Fund at Fidelity Investments between 1977 and 1990, Lynch averaged a 29.2% annual return, consistently more than double the S&P 500 stock market index, and making it the best performing mutual fund in the world. During this 13 years tenure, assets under management, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so it's absolutely ridiculous. What this guy created was such a return monster, return on investment, that it's really great. Okay, really great. And I really can recommend all the books he wrote, 2-3 books he wrote. Those were absolutely amazing, really good. So let's have a look what actually he said about dealing with a falling stock, okay? And this is a small YouTube video. It will take 4 minutes, but it will be maybe the most important 4 minutes for you out guys who think, oh, what's going on with space, and they will never make it, and so on and so forth. Okay, so very, very important, in my personal opinion, that you watch with me those 4 minutes, and if I need to stop it to comment it, I will do so. But let's dive into it. So it's a conference somewhere. It looks like 1994. And and he's speaking about dealing with a falling stock and his experience, and you will see.
Excuse me. Is a lot of times people buy on the basis the stock has gone down this much. How much further can it go down? I remember when Polaroid went from 130 to 100. People said, "Here's this great company, great record. If it ever gets below 100, just buy every share." And it did get below 100. A lot of people bought on that basis, saying, look, it's gone from 135 to 100. It's now 95. What a buy. Within a year, it was 18. And this is a company with no debt. I mean, this is a company, it was just so overpriced, it went down. I did the same thing in my, I think my first or second year at Fidelity. Kaiser Industries had gone from $26 a share to 16. I said, how much lower can it go? It's 16. So I think we bought one of the biggest blocks ever on the American Stock Exchange of Kaiser Industries at 14. I said, it's gone from 26 to 16. How much lower can it go? Well, at 10, I called my mother and said, Mom, you got to look at this Kaiser Industries. I mean, how much lower can it go? It's gone from 26 to 10. Well, it went to 6, it went to 4.
And guys, I just want to stress out and highlight, this guy is hilarious. And also this is reflected in all his books and everything. So really make sure to check this out. It's a fantastic experience to listen to this guy. Okay, so again, so he's talking about Polaroid for the company that back then was very, very interesting because they made this, camera systems and accessories and so on. And he's saying, the company had no debt and the stock went lower and lower, lower, lower. And then he said, like, how low can it go, right? How long can it go?
5, it went to 4, it went to 3. And now, unfortunately, this happened rapidly, or I would probably be still caddying or working at the Stop and Shop, but it happened fast. So I was able to, it was compressed. And at 3, I figured out, there's something very wrong here because Kaiser Industries owns 40% of Kaiser Steel, they own 40% of Kaiser Aluminum, they own 32% of Kaiser Cement, they own Kaiser Broadcasting, they own Kaiser Sand and Gravel, Kaiser Engineers, they own Jeep, they own business after business, and they had no debt. Now, I learned this very early. This might be a breakthrough for some people. It's very hard to go bankrupt if you don't have any debt. It's tricky. Some people can approach that. It's a real achievement. But they had no debt, and the whole company at 3 was selling at about $75 million. At that point, it was equal to buying one Boeing 747. I said, there's something wrong with this company selling for $75 million. I was a little premature at 16, but I said, everything's fine, and eventually this will work out. And what they did is they gave away all their shares to their shareholders. They passed out shares in Kaiser Cement, they passed out shares in Kaiser Aluminum, they passed out their public shares in Kaiser Steel, they sold all the other businesses, and you get about $50 a share. But if you didn't understand the company, if you're just buying on the fact the stock had gone from 26 to 16, and then it went to 10, what would you do when it went to 9? What would you do when it went to 8? What would you do when it went to 7? This is the problem that people have, is they sell stocks because they didn't know why they bought it, then it went down, and they don't know what to do now. Do you flip a coin? Do you walk around the block? What do you do? Psychiatrists haven't worked so far. I've never seen them running in. The Psychological Psychiatry Fund, I've never seen listed for with the SEC to make it through as a mutual fund. So they haven't seemed to help. I've tried prayer. That hasn't worked. So if you don't understand the company, you have this problem when they go down. Eventually, they always come back. This one doesn't work either. People think RCA just about got back to its 1929 high when General Electric took it over. A lot of double knits never came back. Remember those beauties? Floppy disks, Western Union. The list goes on and on. People saying it'll come back. Well, it doesn't have to come back. Here's another one you hear all the time. It's $3. How much can I lose? I've had people call me up saying, I'm thinking of buying the stock at 3. How much can I lose? Well, again, you may need a piece of paper for this, but if you put if you put $20,000 in a stock at 50, or your neighbor put $20,000 at full, at 50 into the stock, and you put $20,000 in at 3, and it goes to 0, you lose exactly the same amount of money, everything. And people say it's 3, how much can I lose? Well, if you put $1 million on it, you can lose $1 million. Just the fact that stock, this may be a reason to research a stock. The fact that stock is 3 down from 100 doesn't mean you should buy it. And in fact, short sellers, people that really make money in stocks, they don't short Walmart, they don't short Home Depot, they don't short the great companies, Johnson & Johnson. They short stocks down from 80 to 7. They'd like to short it at 16 or 22, but they figured out at 7 that this company is going to go to 0. They just haven't blown taps on this thing yet. It's going to 0. And they're selling it short at 7, they're selling it short at 6, at 5, at 4, at 3, at 2, at 1.25. And you know to sell something short, you need a buyer. Somebody has to buy the damn thing. And you wonder, who's buying this thing? It's these people saying it's 3. How much lower can it go? You know,
so as you can see, a very interesting gentleman. Not only amazing wisdom, but also in the way that he approached things, that he explained things. I just love it. Okay, so it's pretty much what I wanted to show you guys first. In terms of wisdom, okay? So he said 2 things. First, the stock can go always lower. We never know where's the bottom. Eventually it's at 0, okay? The company, if it has no debt, then it's pretty much impossible to go bankrupt, right? I mean, there's some liabilities coming and so on, but you can, cut the staff, raise a little bit more money, but you don't come into a, way where you have huge liabilities, are much more, or the cost for this liability are more than you can, raise money on the markets and so on. This is where it gets difficult. But as you can see, those are the 2 things. And now let's have a look about Virgin Galactic. How much liability, how much debt do we have with this company, okay? And obviously, as I'm coming prepared here, I want to show you the balance sheet of Virgin Galactic, okay? The balance sheet of Virgin Galactic as of 31st of December 2020, which is the last concluded one that we have. And as you can see, we have total liabilities of 141, which is basically nothing. $141 million. Okay. We have total assets in this company of 803. So the shareholders' equity. So that means that if Virgin Galactic would say, hey, you know what? We are selling all our assets and, paying all our debt, we still would have $600 million cash. All right? This is number 1. And second, we basically have no long-term liabilities here with $26 million. Okay? And if you are looking then, this is the number 1. So, you usually look into the ratios, like for example, I think we can find it here, debt to equity ratio. And as you can see here, liabilities debt or long-term debt is 0. So this company pretty much cannot get bankrupt. Okay, do you understand that? As longer the stock goes down, by the way, I need to change the light of this. So, the light has changed. As long as the company, don't have long-term debt, it's very hard it's basically impossible to get bankrupt. All right. So that's the one thing. So coming to the main question, buying the dip, I bought a little bit of dip today, to be honest. I think like $2,000. I shared it, or I will share it in the Discord for all the members out there, and link will be into the description how to get to the Discord. And today is a day that, it's like a proof of concept for me, because I'm always saying, there's no bad bank company news, okay? since, basically since February. There's no news. Since 3 months, there's no news, no negative news. So why there should be a decline of the stock of the last 20% that we have seen? This is just, not, this is just oversold in my personal opinion, okay? Obviously, there was some cream on the top to be shaved from the high valuation that we have seen for the upcoming test flights and so on. But in general, I think that it's oversold and it's much more worth that it's now, okay? And we're seeing this, now the market closed since 6 minutes, but we're seeing this that, as soon as there is something happening, the stock is jumping, all right? Today it was even up to 5%. And actually, as you can see here, sorry, I need to obviously share my screen as well. As you can see here, from the lowest point today, which was 19, till the highest point today was about 10% difference in the stock price, in the company price, just because of the single news that the White Knight 2 is flying, okay? And I see a couple of messages asking about the impact of the investigation, and we will talk about that as well. But let's look into first what's happening with White Knight 2. Okay, White Knight 2 is the mothership, and today, again, they flew a test flight, okay, for about an hour time. Again, the usual road, nothing that high. So no test flight to, drop anything, as you can see here. It's just, going up and down and, with the speed quite consistently, going a little bit lower with the speed, but keeping the altitude, going the route, making some let's say, maneuvers, going up and down. So, this is obviously a good sign that they're actually doing the test flight, okay? So that's really something that is positive, and that's why the stock went up today, okay? And I think, guys, every time we see this kind of test flights, you can be sure that we are closer and closer and closer to the actual test flight with the spaceship, okay? They will not test the White Knight, weeks. Just, I think, we are basically, now today is the 5th of May. I'm thinking that we are maybe, 1 week, away from the announcement, and maybe 2 or 3 weeks away from the test flight, all right? And as soon as we have these things, the date that will be published by Virgin Galactic, then we will have, a Virgin Galactic party. I can assure you that, okay? I can assure you that when this day will come, we will have at least a 10-15% party, because what also will happen, let's play the party clip. So this will happen when we finally know the date, and it will be publicly announced. And secondly, when they did the right test flight and the space stock just go where it belongs, then we will say the following.
So I was right. I took a rash of shit for 2 years, but I was right, and everyone was wrong. And yeah, I got a bonus check for it.
Yeah, it's not that long anymore, okay? Then the last thing that I wanted to discuss in today's live stream is as follows. I have seen there is some news about here. There is nationally ranked shareholders' rights firm Labaton Suharov is investigating Virgin Galactic Holdings for potential securities violation and breach of fiduciary duty. Okay, Obviously, I need to show it to you. Here we go. This is the news. Now, what is fiduciary duty? Okay, let's look this first up. What is some examples of fiduciary duty? Okay. And I always, I like the website Investopedia because it's really explaining things very, very simple and better than I can. And I always go directly to the key takeaways. And here you can see that, basically it's a duty or a fiduciary duty is an acceptance of responsibility in act to the best interest of another person of entity. So basically you have to also understand, Virgin Galactic as an entity has the obvious, responsibility to act as best for the shareholder. So the company that is now a law firm that is, representing shareholders that feel not right treated, they are saying now basically, hey, you know what? The SPAC regulations, that was a very bad thing, okay? So was it in the best interest to move the earnings, for example? Was it the best interest to, let's say, for example, I don't know what else they have done. That could be, but you get the point, right? So there are some angry shareholders that say, I lost 10% on Monday. That's not okay. They should do things differently. And I'm mad and I'm suing Virgin Galactic. Okay. So this is actually what happened. Okay. So basically shareholders are not happy how this situation get handled. I don't know if it's, a big deal or could have been done differently. But hey, we will find out. But nothing like major, okay? Nothing major. This is, I think, what will happen. Other than that, I don't think there's any other reason that they get sued by the shareholders. Okay, so shareholders are mad. Nobody else, no third party, just shareholders are saying, there's something, we are not happy with. So, not a big deal in my personal opinion. Let's have a look what the chat is doing. Okay, chat guys, I hope you're still awake and I hope you like this episode. If yes, then make sure to smash that like button, guys. Yes, exactly. You do the smash of the like button. So we as a apes strong together, guys. Okay, make sure to smash the like button, and then make also sure while you're watching this episode to follow me on Instagram, Wolf of Dubai Danny, and I think that's really, really fun to follow me there as well. I try to make it as fun as possible. Okay, so let's have a look into the chat. Okay, so what do we have here? We talked about the investigation. We talked about the test flight. Then there are some people buying space. Congratulations, guys. We buy the dip. What else? Oh, there's a new book released since yesterday. Okay, I pre-ordered it and I will read it, guys. Just for those people who are interested, Test Gods, I think it's called like that. So apparently it's not that great about Virgin Galactic. Test Gods, this is it. How I can show it to you guys. Here we go. This is the book. Okay, it got released just yesterday, and I will actually read it. I already pre-ordered it, so it should be on my Kindle, and as soon as I will have time, I will start to read it and share with you the insights. Okay, so that will be quite interesting over the next couple of days. What else do we have? Yeah, people didn't know about the investigation. It's quite new. Oh, there is the event of Blue Origin. Is it live, or I mean, that would be interesting if we can watch it. Blue Origin. Okay, there's just saying details coming May 5th. Oh, that's tomorrow. Oh, okay. You guys, I'm already past 12, so I just saw the May 5. And sorry guys, I thought that's time. I don't know, it was a try, it was a try. It would be fun. I hope, maybe there is a big event that we can watch together. This would be amazing. After 9 hour. Great. Okay, so yeah, other things, I don't see any other questions. So, yeah, I think, we might have seen now a bottom, with the new test flight. Now, there is the market that reaching a certain level. Maybe it rebounds tomorrow. Then I think, space could have another 4-5% day. It stays exciting, guys, okay? It stays exciting. And again, it all falls or rise if this little baby will go to space this month, okay? And I'm looking very much forward to that. I hope you too. And yeah, I would say take care and make sure to actually fasten your seatbelt. And I think you should, not worry. You saw the video with Peter Lynch. If for those that haven't seen it, that just came to this live stream, watch it from the beginning. There's a very, very important piece of part of this video. Thank you very much for watching. Smash for the Ape family. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, and I see you tomorrow. Your Captain Wolf of Dubai.